Alrighty, we're back again for another installment of a walk with me, talk with me while I work thing. I'm packing a jewelry show that happened on this weekend. Packing it today. I already looked at the orders. All the jewelry orders are good to go. I don't have to do anything else. All the giveaway winners and sponsors are by themselves. I can do this after I record. So all I can do is just look at the thing and pack it and ship it. It's very simple. I had two shows this weekend. First, my dog's okay. My dog's okay. If you want to know why I'm saying that, watch the previous video. They got abruptly interrupted because of something happened with my dog. But my dog's okay. She's been getting good at coming to me when I call her, so everything's okay there. So yeah, I had two shows this weekend. Let's talk about what now real quick before getting into the topic at hand. I had two shows this weekend. Trash is right here. Show on Friday where I sold jewelry. Did really good on Friday. Live for about 2 hours. My payout was $740. So we take that. 2 hours of jewelry sales. I'm just going to be reading off names of people that bought something. You're not going to see what they bought because it's all in the bag. It's one thing before I to show you guys what they got. But 1002 Carol, Edmond, Oklahoma. Thank you for your support, 1002 Carol. Next we're going to do Ben Eileen. Eileen in Claremont, Florida. Been buying jewelry from me for a long time. She's a constant supporter of the jewelry shows. Eileen, if you're watching, thank you for your support. So I did really good in the jewelry. I get the jewelry from many different locations. You guys saw me open up some whatnot packages where the jewelry comes from. I buy some at a local auction house here. I have a couple of people that I source from here locally as well, that all they do is jewelry. And I've been slowly trying to build my name in the jewelry game, doing a show every Friday when I'm home, and it's been working out pretty well. Blissful got two 925 sterling rings. I know her because she was one of the last people to purchase, so I didn't get her a bag. She just got a small bag. Shout out to Blissful. Blissful is Nicole in Levering, Michigan. Nicole's probably easily a top 10 supporter of my shows of all time. She's always there, always helped, always buying Blissful treasures. Nicole, I think you're watching. Thank you so much for all your support. So yeah, I've been slowly but surely. Crystal was a late bloomer. She got one item. Really cool. This is a Monet, I think, or Napier, one of those. Monet brooch. So that's what Crystal got. Crystal is in Alvis, Pennsylvania. So yeah, that's one of the categories that I first branched out of. First, I was just doing storages, but then I had so much jewelry, so I decided just to start doing just jewelry shows. Recently, I also branched out into doing just clothing shows, just plus shows, book shows. I have a book show coming up this week, I think, and we're doing a book show. I had one vinyl show so far, and a couple of sports card shows, but mainly I still do, I guess my like fragiles and stuff, I do those in separate shows, but not really. But mainly I still do the storage category, but some of these things I branch out into different shows. All right, all the envelopes we'll do later on. Heritage is a huge supporter of me. Heritage Harmony, thank you so much. Karima in Jacksonville, Florida. She's a great supporter of the channel. She bought a bunch of jewelry, so we'll get her box ready. So that was good. That was a good show. Saturday, I spent all day on the beach and then recovering from the beach. So no shows on Saturday, which is different for me because usually my pay the bill show was usually always Saturday. And I would be live for like 4 hours on Saturday night from like 7 to 11. And I'll be making good money, like $2,000, $2,500 per show. But I lost my Saturday. And I made a lot of friends in my area, and a lot of them want to hang out on Saturdays. And I would continue to say no to them because I would be doing these shows. So I finally started switching my schedule around to make myself free on weekends and on weeknights, so I can go and hang out with my friends. And it resulted so far in me making a lot less money, but that's okay because I'm having a much better life. So I'm making less per show technically because I don't think Whatnot has adjusted yet to my my schedule. So I don't think it's gonna stay that way. I just think it's like an algorithm, and Whatnot for 2 years was used to me being at night. Now, this is the Cat's Kitchen. My girl Mary in Mechanicsburg, PA. Mary is also a huge supporter of the channel, of Whatnot. Mainly in the, jewelry shows. She loves brooches. So shout out to Mary, Cat's Kitchen. So what I was saying, was Whatnot's used to me being at night. I was a night show, evening show for about almost 2 years, right? So like once an algorithm knows something and you go live at that time, they push you out to the general audience. And now out of nowhere, I did a 180 and I'm doing morning shows and afternoon shows. And I don't think Whatnot has adjusted to that yet. So we're in this like growing process of it adjusting to my new schedule. And I'm pretty sure month or two we'll get to like the same numbers I had when I was doing my evening shows. But what I've been learning though is that even though there's less people in my rooms, the buyers are pretty much still there, and that's a-okay with me. Cat Swift, Ventura, California. Cat, I know you're watching. Cat's huge supporter of my channel. Thank you for all your purchases all the time. You rock, girl. So yeah, that happened. That's the jewelry show update. And then so yeah, Saturday nothing happened, and then Sunday I went to a dog brew, and in the morning I was just recovering, and I was listing because I had a first preloaded show I had in forever, and it did so well that I'm gonna have to get back to that. I'm gonna have another one on Wednesday. By preloaded shows, I mean it's actually where it's not random pools. I like have it all preloaded. I have pictures. I have right now I have price points just because Laura bought one item for me. Laura in Fluorescent, Missouri. Thank you, Laura, for your purchase. I have in the past I would do dollar start shows. So I would preload, have pictures, have titles, and start things for $1. But right now it's Whatnot summer, kind of slower. So instead of dollars, I have $3, $5, $10, $20 starts on some things. And yesterday, I would say it went really well. I was live for an hour and a half yesterday and sold over $1,000 on that show. That's what me and Nikki packed earlier today. An hour and a half to make that much money. And I was doing $25 starts and getting up to $3 bids. Some things were doing $15 starts and then we get a $15 sale, which means that if I start that thing for $1, maybe not have one went past $5. But we started at 15 for that reason. So like, and that's just one thing you guys have to do with anything. You have to adjust, right? If something's not working, what's the definition of insanity? Should you keep trying again if something's not working, right? So like when things are going slower and whatnot, why would I continue to do dollar starts when that item will sell for $3? And if it's could be a really good item, why not start it at 5? Why not start it at 10? And then if they doesn't get bids, I'll bring it to the next show. So for my Sunday show, what I did is I had higher starts on these things, and I would take requests or do pre-bids. And only a few things I ran that didn't have pre-bids or requests, and that happened with, that was Limitless, by the way, Limitless. Thank you for your purchase. I'm really bad at doing this and that at the same time. Lisa IPP3 in Toms River, New Jersey. She bought enough to get a box. That's how much she bought for me. A lot of jewelry. Thank you, Lisa, for your giant purchase. Let me get you a box. First box goes to Lisa. So like most of the stuff that I ran yesterday had either pre-bids or requested. A couple things, like I got rated by Knox Next Door, which they're known for selling plush. So where Knox rated me, I just started ran on my plush and sold it all because I knew people in my show like plush and then Knox people like plush. So when you combine both of those, you should get some bids. So I had like 10 plush preloaded yesterday. Ran all those when that happened. And then I had Vintage Jewelry Queen raid me. And when Vintage Jewelry Queen raided me, I ran Vintage Jewelry. And then what would happen is that if I went through all the pre-bids and there's no requests, I would say, hey, do you guys want to see jewelry next? You guys want to see action figures? You want to see Funko Pops? And somebody said like action figures, so then I grabbed all my action figures and I ran those. And I think I had like 20 action figures and only 2 of them didn't get bids when I ran them. So I was like, all right, no big deal. I put them to the side and they're gonna get cloned to Wednesday's show and I'll run them then, right? And it's okay. You have to, I learned to myself that it's okay for it to get passed. Luna Cat is next. It's okay for him to get passed and running a different show than me running it and getting no bids on it, right? It's I've learned that's okay. That's okay. Because other people, when they do higher bids, if they run an item and it's worth it, they don't get bids, they right away want to drop it to drop the price. And the proper approach to this is, okay, the right person for this item isn't in my room right now. I have how many thousands of followers, right? Out of those followers, the right person isn't in my room. So instead of devaluing the item, let me just bring it again at a different time, a different day, a different time, when the right person will be in my room. But what most people do, which is really upsetting, is that they go and they devalue the item and they're like, okay, I was doing $10, let me start at $5. And they started at $5 and it gets 1 bid. And now they lost half the money on that item because they devalued the item. When I guarantee you, if they ran it again in the future show, they would have sold for 10. And that happens all the time. It happened even in my show. Somebody, I had 2 vintage Nancy Drew books. If you guys remember my huge giant Nancy Drew buy that I did at the 1 yard sale a long time ago now, I had 2 books left from that buy that I didn't list. I just found them like in my dev file. I was like, holy crap, I still have these 2 books. And I brought them and I listed one on my show yesterday for 25. I listed the other one for 10 because $25 one thing had like $80 to $100 sold comps on the bay, and then the $10 one had like $30 to $40 comps on the bay, right? So I figured that's fair. So I did them for 35, and somebody offered me 20 for both, and I was like, I can't do 20 for both. I can't start 20 for both because that's not how it works. So I mean, like it's worth way more. So she's like, okay, pass, and she left. And then later on, probably I would say 20 minutes later, somebody came in and said, hey, could you run both the Nancy Drew books together? So I ran them both together. I think I started them at 30 because I had 35 total. I started them at 30, and I think they got bid up to like almost 60 bucks. Almost $60 they got bid up to because I didn't devalue them 20 minutes earlier, right? And there's a lesson there for a lot of people. This is a lesson for you guys that sell on eBay too. Sometimes know the value of your item. Maybe don't take the first offer. Be okay with waiting a little bit for the right person to come in if it's the right item. Now, if it's like not like legit, if it was like a non-desirable, like as I want like an old navy t-shirt, yeah, I would want that. I would want that for $1, just because I know it's desirable. But for things like this that takes a special market, like a Nancy Drew book, it's okay to wait for the right buyer to come in. It's okay for it to sit in your house for a little long, right? Just like so. That's like a lesson that I was not planning on talking about today, but we were. It's so funny. I have an agenda always going into these things. I have an agenda. I'm like, we're going to talk about this today. And then I go on my own thing, and it becomes its own video. And whatever I want to talk about, we're not talking about. That's just, so I guess, talk about that in another video later on when it comes to that. But today, I guess today the topic is knowing the value. Knowing your value, knowing how much value you bring as a seller, how much value your items bring. And being okay with things passing. That is the one big thing that I had to learn. Because in the past, TJ, right here, TJ got one item. Oh, it's a really cool pendant. TJ got a really cool pendant. I've been so bad with giving out shout outs to. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Tina MC, shout out to Tina MC. Shout out to Mars Bar in San Bruno, California. Tina lives in State College, Pennsylvania. Luna Cat in Lodi, New Jersey. Shout out to you. Limitless, we talked about you. Limitless in Slidell, Louisiana. And then we had over here Lisa in Toms River. Sorry. Also had my girl Recycled Nudes over here. Recycled Nudes in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm the worst. This is another Tina. This is Tina in West Babylon, New York. She's the one that got this pendant right here. So yeah, what was I talking about before that? ADHD and me and packing orders and talking. I'm so glad you guys enjoy these videos because my brain is freaking scattered everywhere. I didn't know what I was even saying. But yeah, that's the beautiful part about being unedited too. You guys gonna just hear me ramble to myself the whole time. Last order. You guys see how fast that was? 17 minutes to pack that show. 17 minutes, and that's with me talking. If I wasn't talking, it'd probably take me 12, 13 minutes, something like that. It's crazy. People like, and how much things sold that show, by the way? Let's see. That show was 104 items. It don't seem that way because everybody had a bag. And again, this is another way why we can go back to the shipping method. How everybody gets a bin. In jewelry, everybody got a bag for me in jewelry. And imagine if I had to go now and find, like for example, this is Tina Queen of Waifu, right? Tina Queen of Waifu, I just packed her order in 2 seconds. Tina Queen of Waifu had, I'm on the wrong show, $3 jewelry blowout. Tina Queen of Waifu bought 8 items, right? She got jewelry 8, 15, 32, 33, 34, 75, 85, and 86. Imagine if I had to go and now search for those items. Instead, it's all in the bag. And just pack it up and ship it. Very easy like that. Very easy to do. So I guess, yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. It's the last order. Value your stuff, folks. Value your stuff. It is summer slowdown. Things are going different. It is August. Q4 is coming, right? So that's good news. Good news for us. Q4 is coming. But during the summer slowdown, do not devalue your items. It's okay for you to wait a little bit for the right buyer to come along. And don't be afraid to adjust. Again, if something's not working, this is for your whatnot, for your eBay, for your Mercari, for your Facebook local, for your flea market, whatever you sell. If something's not working, how about change it up a little bit? What's the worst that could happen? The new thing won't work again, right? Change it up. I've changed up my strategy on whatnot so many times already. And I went back to a strategy, tried a new strategy, went back to strategy that worked like 6 months ago, tried it again. And you gotta always have to change and adapt. You have to always change and adapt. And don't be afraid to do it. Change is okay. Change is okay. So thank you again for watching. The last video I did today, I'm doing another clothes show for AJ, the local person here. Doing another clothing show for him today. So we're gonna be doing that. Next time you're gonna see me, I'll be packing that probably, whenever that happens. But thanks for watching. Come back next time.